Now we can think about how we want to colour our beautiful flag. So I'm going to use colouring pencils because then I can do some shading with them to add to this 3D effect. So I can look for light points and dark points to make it stand out even more. Now because this bit of the flag is higher here, I'm going to imagine that all the way down here is a light point. And because this is lower, I'm going to imagine all the way down here is a dark point that's not getting as much light. So as I shade this thick horizontal line, I'm going to have sort of medium shade of red here. And then as I get closer to what I'm thinking of as the light point, I'm going to be a little bit more gentle. I'm going to have it a lot lighter here. And then I'm going to have it getting a little bit darker. And then here I'm going to push really, really hard because this is the darkest point I want on my flag. I'm going to blend that in here so you can't see any lines standing out. And I'm going to go back to my mid shade of red. And then this vertical line, I'm going to do the same colour as the bit that's above it. So I'm going to keep that fairly light shade of red going down here. As long as it's the same colour as this bit, then it doesn't matter. Same above it, I'm just going to keep that same shade. And I'm going to do the same for these red lines in the middle. So I'm going to look, so here's the darkest point running down here. So I'm going to do this bit of my red line the darkest. And then I'm going to fade it out so it gets a little bit lighter towards the corner. And gets lighter towards here. Same here, so this part of mine is the darkest, and I'm going to fade that out. I'm going to fade it out here. I'm going to do the same over here, so this is the lightest part, so I'm going to just do the tiniest bit of shading here, but I'm going to leave that white, so it's almost going to be a white line running down here. And get a little bit darker, back to that sort of mid shade of red that I used up here. Same from this corner, so my mid shade of red, lighter, until it's white along here, tiny bit there. Now I'm going to leave my white bars that are here, but I'm going to do the same with my blue in the background. So I'm going to have a mid shade of blue going here, and then it gets lighter until it becomes white down here. I'm going to pick up a little bit more blue here. So once again, shading in this mid-tone here, and then releasing that pressure, going more gently as we want it to get paler towards this white point. I'm going to do the same up here, so trying to use the same colour I've got here, and then getting paler and lighter. A bit of pale blue down here. There we go. And then I'm going to do this side. So I'm going to do the darkest bit of blue here at my darkest point. I always find it's easier to start with the dark bit and then blend it out. Really pushing to get that really strong colour. And I'm going to copy that here and here. And I'm just going to keep shading, maybe making some of the dark bits darker and blending them out, going over and over it until I'm really happy that that's standing out the way I want it to. Now that I've finished shading my dark bits, I'm having a look and I think there's too much light over here. So I'm going to go back and make this mid blue and mid red into a dark blue and red, so we really get dark to light to dark to a little bit light again. So I'm going to go back with my red and I'm really going to press to get a lot more colour in this edge. I'm going to add a little bit more colour here as well. Now that I've shaded the darker parts of my flag to be much darker, I'm going to put a little bit of very light blue and red over this section. So I'm going to take from my dark and I'm just going to make sure there's just a little bit of colour going across here and across here, so just pushing really gently. And the same with my blue. And the thing that makes any drawings like this, when you're shading tones, the thing that makes them look really good is just going back over and over them, looking again and again to see, does it look right? Is there a spot that just needs to be a bit darker or a bit lighter? Or are there some lines that I need to blend in a little bit more smoothly? And it's that careful looking and that taking time over it that gets that to look really smooth and beautiful. So there we go, we have finished. Well, I hope you've enjoyed finding out a little bit more about how to do curves in 3D objects. Do, as always, please send me a picture of what you've done because I would love to see them. And I hope that you enjoy celebrating V-Day and however you're doing it. Bye!